Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
8:36 now on O'Connor and Company. Thanks for tuning in here to this Thursday morning extravaganza. It's Larry O'Connor with the effervescent Mercedes Schlapp. You are sort of bubbly this morning. Don't know what your I don't know what your energy source is, Mercedes, but it's impressive.
My energy source, I just take the Trump energy source and just live off of that. Like, if he is not tired, how can we be tired, Larry? No complaining. No complaining.
Well, I know I'm not tired of winning.
Tired of winning.
Joining us right now as we continue our week-long discussion and observation and acknowledgement of Police Week here in your nation's capital is Lisa Terry. Now, Lisa is an ambassador to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund, which, by the way, you can access at WMAL.com. Please give a donation if you can, no matter how small. It really does help this memorial fund. Lisa knows this issue all too well as she lost her brother, Officer Justin Terry, in the line of duty. He fell on June 10th, 2022. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us to discuss this issue.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
You know, I know that you're here because of your brother, so I do want to honor him and hear about the circumstances that led to the loss of his life. And as you tell it, I want everyone listening to reflect on how police officers have been demonized over the last several years. They have not had anybody speak for them, sadly, only a small handful of elected officials doing so, and it falls upon their surviving family members to tell their story and to recognize that we owe so much to cops, and our society would fall apart without them. So I just wanted to lay that out there as you tell us what happened to Justin and why you're so committed to this cause.
Well, my brother Justin, as you said, he was killed in the line of duty on June 10th in 2022. He was driving on the 95 freeway in Las Vegas in his unmarked car when a construction vehicle ahead of him was carrying a load that was too high, and the load struck a steel beam on an overpass meant to stop overheight traffic. But instead of stopping the truck, the beam fell and crushed Justin's car.
Oh.
So yeah, he had no warning. No warning. It was sudden, senseless, entirely preventable. But then, it just leaves this hole. Your life is forever changed.
Yeah, of course.
Because Justin, he was the kind of person who lived his values quietly, consistently, and with just deep purpose. I mean, he served with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and he took that calling seriously because it was a calling.
Right.
But beyond the badge, he had a family. He had sons. He had a twin brother. He was an uncle. He was a mentor. And he just had this steady presence that made people feel safe just by being near to him. So that loss is incredibly deep because, for me as a sister, Justin was just someone that I could always rely on. I mean, in my hardest moments, he showed up. Sometimes, flying across the country just to stand by my side. Right. He was a role model for my sons and just this constant source of calm and strength. So yeah.
Let me ask you this, Lisa. His name was added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. Can you share what the memorial means to you and to other families who have lost loved ones?
Yeah. So I was actually blessed in April of 2023. I was in touch with the memorial because I knew that his name was going to be added. So they gracefully arranged so that I could be there along with my nephews. So we stood there at the memorial when his name was added to the wall. So watching each letter carved into the stone, I mean, it was heart-wrenching. I just kept thinking his name shouldn't be here. none of these names should be here. There are way too many names on that wall. But each one of them tells a story. It's not just of service and sacrifice, but of like families that are forever changed. Each of those names has thousands of people behind it. And so the memorial, it's more than stone. It's a place of shared grief, of collective memory, and for us, it just became even more real the moment that Justin's name was etched onto it. So it's a place we can go to honor his life, to remember what he stood for, but also to feel connected to others who carry this same kind of loss. Because the memorial, it doesn't just preserve names, it preserves legacies. Yeah. So it's a place, for families, they can go to reflect, to mourn, and know that we're not alone. So
Lisa,
yeah.
We got to leave it there, but I just want to thank you for being such an advocate for the families and the loved ones of those law enforcement officers who have fallen in the line of duty, and to continue your advocacy work. And we're proud to be able to lend our name to the cause, and also just, it's one of the highlights of the year during Police Week here in Washington, D.C., when we get to see so many cops here wearing the uniform, enjoying the nation's capital, enjoying their fraternity and their brotherhood and sisterhood, but also obviously taking the due time to sit back and reflect on those we've lost. And I appreciate you being a part of it.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Once again, that's Lisa Terry. It's Police Week, and I want to remind you, WMAL.com is where you can go to get the information on how you can support and donate to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund as we recognize National Police Week here in your nation's capital.